Hello, and welcome once again to the Dental Marketing Mastery Series. This podcast is brought to you by dentalwebcontent.com and New Patients Incorporated. I'm Howie Horrocks, the founder of New Patients Incorporated. Along with me once again is my friend and partner and the president of New Patients Incorporated, Mark Dilatush. Hello, everybody. Welcome once again to our podcast, our weekly podcast. How you doing, Mark?
Good. You should be on radio.
Really? You think so?
Yes, you have a voice for radio. I'm sure if we've been drinking and we're joking with each other, I'd say you have a face for radio as well.
Well, thanks.
But you have a very soft and sultry voice, yes.
Well, thank you.
Right.
So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. This is Vegas, baby.
There you go.
We're going to do more on Google Adwords and what the heck that's all about. So let's. This is part 2 of that. Let's dive right in and get going.
Yeah, let's do a little bit of a review first. Because if you're like many, you exercise once a week, and this is when you listen to these podcasts. So if it's been a week since you were on your treadmill last, I have to.
Yeah.
So Google AdWords, what are they? They're usually in the upper left-hand corner of a Google search screen. How do you get them? You bid on what you think are the most popular search terms that local consumers would use to find dentists or dental services in your market. How to manage a small budget. I know this is going to sound ridiculously self-serving, but almost everyone that we've seen with small budgets are, let's say, under $3,000 a month. Small budgets in even moderately competitive markets on Google AdWords will enjoy some success at the beginning. It will slow down, and then it will pretty much slow to a crawl, and the doctor will change this, change that, try this, try that, and then they'll abandon the whole thing. Normally, that's an indication not of your analytical expertise or the tools you're using to analyze. Normally, that's just basic math. There's more dentists bidding on the same popular 10 keywords and phrases as you, and your bid costs are going up. And if your bid costs go up and you have a small budget, you get less clicks. It's just, at that point, it's just math. Like, it's not there's no emotion at all. It's just.
That's the squeeze.
Right. It would be nice to be able to say, okay, I'm going to bid $1, and you put $1,000 in there, you get 1,000 clicks, right? That would be awesome. That's not how it works.
Yeah.
So, and then we talked about, the perils, and perils is too harsh. The pitfall of bidding on the most popular keywords and phrases and only applying your budget to only the popular ones. The most popular ones are the ones that everybody else is going to think of, and everybody else is going to bid on them.
Dennis, my city, US.
Yeah. And then, okay. But if your budget is $1,000 and the DSO's budget is $9,000 a month, you're going to lose.
Yeah.
Okay. You're not in that. You're not even in the game. You're not even on the bench. You're in the stands at that point. Okay. So that brings us up to where we are now. One of the things I mentioned in part 1 was a way to get around bidding on the most popular keywords and terms. And the way to get around that is to front load your campaign with hundreds of keywords and terms. You'd be really surprised at, how do I put this nicely? At the depth of, I have no other way to say this other than the depth of the ignorance of the dental consumer.
Oh, yes. Geez,
I'm not saying that to be snarky. I'm not saying that to be snarky. That's not my intention.
No, but it's true.
Is to say that they don't know a whole lot about dentistry. They may have heard it in passing, heard it at a party, saw it on Facebook, whatever. They may have heard something from a friend, from coworker, what have you, and they're remembering little bits and pieces, and they string them together into Google and they find something. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you don't get a bunch of clicks from those sources, but what you do get are very inexpensive clicks. And if your geo-targeting is set up correctly on your campaign, in other words, let's say 30-mile radius, then at least you're exposing your landing page to someone who lives near you. Okay. Who was looking for something dental. We don't know why they put in dental toothache bicuspid. We don't know why they typed that into Google. Okay.
Or clear thingies that straighten teeth.
Yeah, broke teeth on refrigerator. Yeah. We don't know. We fell down on bike, broke tooth. We have no idea why these people type that in to their Google, but they do. And they do at a pretty good clip. And those phrases and terms, and they're called strings, you don't get a lot of clicks from them because the incidence is very small, like maybe 2 a year, 5 a year, 11 a year. Okay. But my goodness, nobody in their right mind is bidding on them. So you're the only one. So if you're in even a moderately populated area, let me think it's like middle America, Columbus, Ohio. College town. There you go. Okay. It's a spoke, hub, epicenter, big college town. It gets farming and rural around it, right? Everybody's got the picture in their mind. There's a fairly decent number of people using their internet to find what they're looking for every week, every month, and in some cases every day. In Manhattan, there's 70 searches every hour for dental services. Okay. At least the last time I looked. Anyway, so here's the point. The point is that when you first load your Google AdWord list, you try to be everywhere. You try to guess and be everywhere that you can possibly be so that you can reach out and help these people. You try to have keywords and phrases where you're the only sponsored ad that shows up. Wouldn't that be cool? That's sort of like being the first page of the Yellow Pages with one ad.
Yeah.
There's no other ads, right? Okay. So there are strategic reasons, there's many strategic reasons why you would do this. Okay. So that's part of what we're sharing for those of you who may have missed the previous one. The previous podcast on the subject of Google ads and basically it's called search engine marketing. It includes banner ads, remarketing, and all that stuff. But basically, for the most part, you're spending the majority of your money on Google ads. We're sharing with you how we do it and how we get the results we get so that even if you come to us, it's great. Or if you go on your own, at least know how to do it as efficiently and as cost effectively as possible. And most important, understand what you should be expecting. Okay, because a lot of people go into AdWords kind of sheepishly, I guess. Like they'll say, well, you know what? I got $1,000 a month. I'm just going to throw $1,000 a month at this and see what happens. And that's kind of sheepishly. Okay, you're almost setting yourself up for failure. Anyway, okay, so let's go back to setting up your original keywords and phrases and not having 10 or 12 of the most popular, but having 600 or 700, even just things you could never even imagine, and bidding on them. That's the first step. Then you turn them all. Well, the second step is funding it. You put your $1,000 in there and you say, okay, you pull from my $1,000. It's sort of like Easy Pass. Every time you go through a toll, you get dinged, 45 cents or $1.50 or whatever. Same thing. You put your budget in there and Google uses it up. Munch, 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 munch. Okay. So as people are typing in these popular and more obscure keywords and phrases, the analytics is tracking that. It's tracking where these people came from and what they typed in to get to your ad. It's tracking how many ads human beings saw.
That's really cool.
That's really cool, right?
Let's take a little break here because we'll come back and we'll pick it up right here. This is neat stuff. All right, don't go away. We'll be right back. Hey, Mark, we should tell people about this new product we have, NPI Command.
Well, probably new to the podcast listeners, but not new to the customers who use it. So let me go through the finer points. NPI Command is a system we use. It's an artificial intelligence system that creates decisions on where dentists, our clients, should put their pay-per-click money when they do Google pay-per-click ad campaigns. If you're someone who's already done them, then you're probably frustrated by the cost of the negative clicks. Well, if there's an artificial intelligence platform monitoring your negative clicks, you can see immediately how doing these on an artificial intelligence platform will allow for a faster build and the faster allocation of the advertising money to the places that are bringing in good clicks. Because with every PPC campaign, there's sources of bad clicks and sources of good clicks. And the whole idea is to throw all your money in the good ones and pull your money from the bad ones. So NPI Command is our PPC department. And it's not just a department of humans, it's an artificial intelligence platform as well.
Okay, we are back. We're talking about tracking.
All right. So analytics will tell you how many surfers saw your ad or how many times your ad was imposed in front of someone in Google. And then it will tell you how many times people clicked on the ad, which is really the first step of, impressions is kind of a measurement, but clicks is the next big step. How many times did someone actually click on my ad link? That's important. So when they click it, it tracks where they came from. Okay, what did they type in? Did they type in Columbus, Ohio dentist? Or did they type in broken tooth from refrigerator? Okay, you're going to know that. It's going to tell you. Now, that click is going to become something. We hope, now the click goes to your landing page. If you've designed your landing page reasonably well, and it's equipped to convert the visitor, that has more to do with just what's written and the pretty pictures on your page. It could be your phone number, the availability of a human being at the end of your phone number. And now we're going to reintroduce online scheduling because that will convert more Google ad traffic than landing pages without it. So someone searches, it remembers what they typed in. They click your ad, it goes from your ad right to your landing page, and it tracks how long they're there. And then it tracks if they clicked anything in your landing page. Okay? So let's take the two most obvious answers. Well, three, actually. The first obvious and probably the most common is they did nothing. You were charged $8 and they did nothing. They did not call you. They did not click on online scheduling. They did nothing. They became disinterested and moved on.
Ghosted you.
They ghosted you. Okay. That's what's going to happen most. So don't go into this if you're not ready for that. Okay. All right. So, you can grind your milk now. Okay.
Don't call a suicide hotline just yet.
Exactly. But many of them take an action. Okay. Sometimes the action is to call your office. And if they call your office, a good thing could happen or a not so good thing could happen. So now you're starting to sense that this is starting to break out into an operational tree, which is what it is. Person clicks, person gets to a landing page, person calls. Is the call a good call or a bad call? If it's a bad call, we want to know that. If it's a good call, we want to know that. If it's a call that we didn't answer, we want to know that. Basically, we want to know everything about that call. So all that information is stored in a dashboard. Okay. Now, another thing that can happen when they hit your landing page, they click on your ad, they hit your landing page, they become interested. It's Friday night at 7:30 p.m. They know you're not open. Your hours are probably on your landing page anyway. And your landing page says convenient online scheduling. There's a button there. So they click that, they make their first appointment, or they don't. They click it and they don't, or they click it and they do. Everything is tracked.
They could actually go to your website from the landing page and read up on your practice and get more educated, and then perhaps schedule from there.
That's
or call
correct.
From
right. You're basically paying for web traffic. Okay. Yeah. That's basically what you're doing. But all along the way, it's kind of like having a security camera in a store where a person walks into the store, they look interested and they look around. Let's say it's a clothing store. They go to the men's side and they look at trousers, and they leave the trousers and they look at belts, and then they walk over and they look at shoes, and they walk over and look at keychains, and then they leave. You'll be able to see where the people are coming into your landing page, what they're doing, how long they're staying, if they're watching your video, everything. As much as can be trapped is trapped. And the outcome is important because this all goes back to two things. One, revenues, so that you can calculate ROI. And two, transparency. Because if you're going to spend a bunch of money on Google AdWords, you better be able to look, see, listen, and tell what you're getting for your money. Okay? That is probably the most important piece of this, which is we will go in and load software onto the client's server that tracks these incoming calls, tracks the incoming interaction, looks at the practice management software, finds the patient, and watches for revenue and update a dashboard for the dentists so that the dentist can say, okay, I spent $3,000, 6,100 booked this month. Okay, pretty good. I'm going golfing. Okay. Without that, here's what happens. Okay. And this is probably, the first part was the transparency part was for the dentist. That's the most important part to the dentist. If you're one of the nerds that we have managing these campaigns, the most important part of that transparency is being able to correlate actual generated revenue to those search terms and phrases. Imagine if broken tooth refrigerator generated $25,000 case, but it cost us $8.
Whoa, nice ROI.
Nice ROI. Guess how much more money I'm going to put into broken tooth refrigerator?
Exactly.
Okay. Now imagine, this is how, now I'm describing how you optimize a Google AdWord campaign. Okay. Now imagine the other side of that, the part that's going to make you sad. Okay. Let's say you have a pretty common search term or phrase. Let's say it's a neighborhood like Hamilton, New Jersey dentist. That's pretty common. That's a town name and dentist, right? You would think, that must be popular. Well, there's a dental office in Hamilton called Hamilton Dental. And all 12,000 of the customers or patients of Hamilton Dental use Google to get the number of their own dentist. And guess how many of them are lazy enough to click the sponsored ad and get your phone number and charge you $8 to answer a wrong number phone call? How often would you like to pay that $8 to get a wrong number phone call? Because this is going to happen or can happen if it's not managed properly. So there are two prime examples, and they're not unusual examples of things that happen when you manage Google ad campaigns that have to be recognized on the spot. If it's generating wads of revenue, you want more ad dollars going toward that. If it's generating wads of bad calls, you want to cut that off. You don't want to bid on that keyword or phrase, even though you think it's really popular, right? So at the end of, let's say, usually about 90 to 120 days of a human being managing this, watching it, right? Like, kind of like, it's kind of like a stock analyst, right? They're kind of watching the clicks, watching to see what happens with the clicks, seeing what they end up to, if it's a good call, bad call, listening to them, seeing if it turns into revenue, all that stuff. After you get about 90 to 120 days worth of data on a client, you can move that data up to an artificial intelligence platform and have it manage those 600, 700, 800 keywords and phrases for you. But the artificial intelligence platform is like a 9,000 piece extension to the human oversight.
Yeah, because you reach the limits of human capabilities.
It's impossible, right?
You got 800 of these phrases and words, and you're going to keep track of all that? I don't. Yeah.
No. This is
the software can do it.
Right. This is definitely. You still have to have a campaign manager, but the artificial intelligence tells the campaign manager what it sees. Hey, your Invisalign ad for Dr. Smith is performing 27% better than Mr. Dr. Jones. Why don't you switch up the ad for Dr. Jones to the one Dr. Smith is using? Well, that makes sense. Okay. So then your campaign manager's doing nothing but implementing and doing no analysis. See, normally it's the opposite. Normally a campaign manager spends 90% of their time analyzing something that an AI platform can analyze in faster than you can click a pen. Okay. Right. But your campaign manager has very little time to implement. What you want is your campaign manager spending their time for the money that you're paying them to implement. That's where you get more for your Google ad dollar.
Yeah, you also save money faster because AI could turn off bad clicks really quick.
Oh yeah, if you're getting bad calls, if you're getting bad calls or irrelevant calls to the subject matter, the AI it'll instantly see it.
Yeah, or no calls. Yeah,
right.
Reallocate your funds to another term.
So hopefully, I think we got through this in 2 installments. Hopefully, between Google Ads 1 and Google Ads 2, we were able to take you through in kind of a logical path format without getting overly technical, how to win at Google AdWords. Now, I will tell everyone listening to this that there's about not half, I'd say maybe 30, 35%. I don't know exactly what the number is, but I'm going to say a third. A third of the people, we analyze the markets for dentists that cost $395, takes about a week. We analyze the markets for dentists who are considering this just to determine if they should spend any money in Google AdWords. Okay, so there's one of the biggest mistakes. Don't go into Google AdWords before you get it analyzed.
Yeah.
Okay, because there's, oh my God, how many times we've said to a doctor, you shouldn't do this. You're gonna get trashed. You're coming in. You're bringing a knife to a tank fight.
Yeah.
Okay. So don't even bother. Like put your $1,000 a month into something else. Some other anything else. Go on a vacation.
Yeah.
Do something.
Yeah. It's like when I'm at your place in Maine and I'm on the dock and I want to dive off, and I want to know if there's anything down there that I'm going to run into. Right.
That's right. There you go. So anyway, if you're doing your own ads, that's what you're up against. It's not you. It's not your analytics. It's not the time you're putting in. It's just pure math. It could be that you're doing them. If you're getting a declining result, it could be you shouldn't be doing them. It could be that you're outgunned. Okay. In about a third of the markets, that's what we find when we do the analysis. Okay. So, but if it is working for you and it has been working for you and you're spending X dollars, then chances are if it's working for you under your management, and if it's working for you under your management, we could probably make it work 2 or 3 times better under the way we manage them because we actively manage them. We're not dentists. Okay. We have people all day who sit there and manage these things. So, and if you manage them on an active basis, not like a monthly basis, then yeah, you're absolutely going to get more bang for your ad dollar. So anyway, that's Google Ads 1 and 2. And that came from several of our dentists on the Dental Marketing Mastery Series, the Dental Marketing Facebook group, have asked me, they would send a message, okay, can you do, I was going to try and do all this on the Facebook group, but how long would it take us to write all this out? That's kind of insane. So.
Yeah. This is much more economical, convenient.
Yep. And you can do it while you're running.
Exactly.
Make yourself healthier.
Hey, thanks, everybody. We're so happy to have you in our audience, and we're glad you tuned in today, and we hope you'll be back next week. Bye now. We hope you've enjoyed our podcast today. You can find more podcasts on our YouTube channel, on Stitcher, and iTunes. Also on our websites, dentalwebcontent.com and newpatientsinc.com.